So, this month's game, Mario and Rabbids in Battle Kingdom. Completely not the kind of game I would normally play. It's cartoony, it's turn-based strategy, and it's kind of doesn't make sense unless you somewhat follow the plot. And I'm normally watching a film while I'm playing the game, so not always possible for me. But follow the plot I have. It's not a complex plot. It's kind of wacky, being Mario and Rabbids game. But it works, and it gives the game quite a lot of comedy as well. As I say, it's turn-based strategy, so normally you're kind of waiting. You have your go, and you've got to wait for them to have their go, and back and forth, which isn't normally my kind of thing. But I suppose on the train, at least it gave me time to watch a little bit of my film while I had their go, and then plan out my next move.
Okay, so basically the plot's that some rabbit stole a headset that allows them to merge things with other things. Somehow they stuff up the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario ends up teaming with a robot, Rabbid Luigi, Rabbid Peach, some other Rabbids to fight another team of Rabbids and some Rabbid hybrids. As a result, you get Jumping Rabbids, Lamp Rabbids, like Donkey Kong Rabbids, Flower Rabbits, etc., etc. Which brings us to the gameplay. Basically, you run around in a fairly set direction looking for battles. You can see other areas to explore, but various obstacles that you don't have the skills for prevent you getting there before the game wants you to. So that's how it differentiates the worlds for you. You can pick up coins as you run around, and you get them for winning battles, and these coins let you buy guns and upgrades and skills, etc. As you go through the game, you encounter other characters who join the battle roster, like Luigi and Princess Peach, and then you get to rotate who's on your team as you go through it. So once you find a battle, you go into battle mode, and you can't leave it until you win the fight. The battles are turn-based. Normally I don't really like this sort of thing, but I guess I liked Worms, like the early Worms, like Worms Armageddon, not the later ones like Worms versus Aliens. So I persevered with this. There's several battles that make up each chapter. The chapters make up the worlds, and you play through 4 worlds. Each go, you get a move, an attack, and a special move for each of your 3 characters, and then the Rabbids get a go that's equivalent for their team members. You can fast forward their go to get back to yours quicker, so they just run through in a sort of fast motion. And it alternates on like this until somebody wins. Winning differs, like it's mostly wipe out the enemy, but other battles have different objectives, like reaching a safe zone or escorting someone to a safe zone and making sure they don't get wiped out. One of the battles was really weird. It was like eliminate 10 enemies, and there were only 10 enemies on it. So I was like, why didn't you just have it eliminate all enemies? But there you go. You get 2 bosses per world, a mid-boss and a final boss. These bosses have stronger attacks, more health. They usually recharge their health, so you've got to defeat them like 3 or 4 times per fight. And they get other Rabbids running around, making it harder. And sort of once you think you've taken them out, more Rabbids pop up from under the ground to populate the battlefield. So you do get a lot of battles in the game, especially for the price. You know, it's a couple of years old now, but it's come down quite a bit in price as a result. Because you can approach the battles in different ways, use different tactics, different characters, different weapons, etc. You get a decent replay value out of it without it becoming too repetitive. There's also Donkey Kong focused expansion download, so it's similar gameplay that's with Donkey Kong instead of Mario. So you do get a lot for your money. There's a co-op mode on it as well, but it's not online. None of that matters to me though, because my wife doesn't play, my kids are too young, and my friends all live miles away. The movement options are grid-based, so the battlefield is spread up into grids, and you can move a certain number of squares on every go. It differs between teammate and teammate. You can expand this by running towards a teammate who basically throws you further on, and some characters can be thrown to another teammate who will throw them again. There's also pipes, which you can run into one and pop out at the other end. So if you combine sort of pipes with throws, you can actually get pretty far on each go. But you can't be thrown into a pipe. For the attacks, you've got a gun, which you can shoot once per character per go. But you can also run into an enemy if they're within range, so you just dash into them. then you can shoot them after that, so it increases the amount of damage you can inflict in one go. You've got special moves, but they vary per character, from attack to shields, increased movement, things like that. You can use them multiple times within a battle, but they have a recharge time of a set number of moves before they can be used again. The battlefields consist of cover. You've got half cover, where you'll have a 50-50 chance of being hit. Full cover, where you've got no chance of being hit. There's elevated positions, explosive crates, so it gives you a lot of options on how to win fights and structure your strategies. It's definitely a strategy game. Before each type, they've got a tactic camera called a tacticamera, where you can survey the battlefield's enemy positions and strengths, and it shows you how far they can move and their ranges, so you can really plan out your attack to the nth degree if that's what you're into. I normally hate strategy games. I think fast. No amount of time you give me will improve my tactical awareness or my plan. So as a result, I'm better at the sort of fast-paced games and quicker reaction games like Doom that I looked at earlier this month. But I did like Worms back in the day. Although this has fewer options, like there's no jetpack or ninja rope, dropping mines. They don't blow themselves up when you beat them; they just disappear. But it's not so it's less enjoyable. I actually quite enjoyed the game because while it's strategic, I've done pretty well considering I'm not a strategic person. So it's not prohibitively strategic. And the thing that helps as well is the game is funny. I mean, it's not, laughing out loud funny, but chuckle to yourself funny, definitely. Who doesn't want to see a rabbid crossed with a lamp or a rabid peach throwing a massive diva queen strop and storming off when you lose a fight? Or her taking a selfie with a defeated boss, which then wakes up and attacks her again. I think the game makers knew the game wasn't the best for gameplay, and they wanted to make it fun to keep you entertained between the battles, and give you funny, decent cutscenes based around a plot. So it definitely makes the game more accessible and more fun to play. Mario and Rabbids is cheaper than a lot of Switch games. You can get it for like 20 to 30 quid now, 15 quid if you go second hand. You might not get the downloads though, bear in mind. But personally, I wouldn't go much over 25 quid. But I would buy it. I rented it for the purposes of this review, but I would definitely buy it. It's not really a main game for your console, it's not like you do when you Super Smash or you FIFA, you get the console for that game. It's one of the sort of ancillary games you build your collection around your main game. But you can have a quick go on it. You can run a couple of battles and then crack on with your day. We'll use it to wind down for 15 minutes before the end of your train journey after playing your FIFA, or your Doom, or your Assassin's Creed. It's cheaper than other wind down games. Sort of, if you think of Super Smash Bros. And Mario Kart as being in the same bracket, they're like 50 quid now, 40, 50 quid. And this is 20. So it's a decent game for the Switch, and it's something to help you pass the time when you get gaming out and about, which is really what the Switch is about. And for a reasonable price, it's reasonable by typical Switch game prices, I think.
So this game is a good example of what the Switch does well. It takes brands from your childhood that you loved, and it applies new gameplay to them, not just your outdated side-scrolling formats. Fairly basic, but that's what the Switch needs. It can't process these huge, gritty, real-life graphic games. You don't really have to be a strategy wonk to enjoy this game. It's got the Tacticam. You can plan it out like it's a chess match if that's what you're into. But you can also just run around and start hitting and kicking and shooting people, which is the way that I played it. Hey, I got pretty far. I think for the price, you would be pretty happy if you got this game. I think most people would be pleasantly surprised by it, unless what you're into is your hardcore, your gritty, shooting, bloody, beat 'em up kind of games. In which case, this is not for you. Don't buy this. But then the Switch isn't really going to offer you what you're after either. So